Bedtime Bible Stories. We're very glad that you're here. If you have a Spark Story Bible, go grab it so that you can follow along with us. And if you don't have one, but you'd like one, let us know and we can help you get a Spark Story Bible. We're going to read on page 366, and it's a story called Mary and Martha. Jesus and his disciples are traveling. Along the way, Jesus decided that they would visit with their friends, Mary and Martha. Mary and Martha were sisters. They lived in a house together, and they got along very well. Most of the time, at least. While Jesus visited with them, Mary sat at the floor and listened to Jesus teach. Martha, on the other hand, was very busy. There was no time to sit down. She cooked olives and fish and bread. She cleaned, sweeping the dirt from the floor and shaking out the mats. Martha worked hard to make Jesus' visit special. As she hurried around, she saw Mary sitting down with Jesus. "Humph," she thought. "Why doesn't she help me with the cleaning?" A few minutes later, Mary was still. She cleared her throat, thinking, "Mary, could you at least help me get this meal ready? All of these people to feed, and she isn't helping one little bit." Martha continued hurrying around, getting angrier by the minute. As she swept, she thought, "Mary knows how to use a broom." As she cooked, she said to herself, "Harumph! I think any sister could at least stir this pot." As she got water and towels ready for cleaning Jesus' hands, she grumbled to herself, "All of this company, and I am doing all of the work." Finally, when she was still working and Mary was still sitting, Martha couldn't take it anymore. She burst into the room, interrupted what Jesus was saying, put her hands on her hips, and said angrily, "Mary, please get up and help me." She looked at Jesus. Jesus! Everything was quiet for a minute. And finally, Jesus looked at Martha. With love, he said, "Martha, Martha, you are worried about every little thing. Thank you for your work to make my visit comfortable. But you do not need to worry about all of those things. Mary has decided to sit and listen to me, and that's a good decision." Martha thought to herself, maybe I should just sit down and listen to what Jesus has to say, at least for a minute. Maybe Mary has a good idea. So she sat and she listened, and that was a good decision. So sometimes we get really busy with all of the different things that we need to do, and sometimes it's good for us to sit and be quiet and listen and pay attention to all the things that are happening around us, all the things that we can learn about, all the things that we can see. And sometimes it's good that we do the cleaning and all of the things that need to happen, but we need to do both. We need to do both, and it's good for us to listen and stop and pay attention to what God is saying in the world. So, let us stop and listen and pray for a minute together. Dear God, thank you for this time to read a story about you, to read a story about how we can be close to you, to read a story about not worrying about all the little things everywhere. Help us to listen, even when it's hard.